Hi, little babies. It's Dr. Meaty. I hope you're having a nice time right now. And thanks for tuning in. Be sure you hit the like button and subscribe. You know how that goes. You know, we have a president who's a louse. We'll call him President Louse, and he hangs out with his friends, the cockroaches, the bedbugs, the rats, and all of the other vermin. He's caught. He's got his pants down, and he's on TV lying. He says he was at 9/11 the day after the attacks. And he hadn't been there for a week after. And, he lies. All the time he lies. And he protects his son Hunter. Hunter can do no wrong because he's Hunter and he loves Hunter. He's just this good old son who's the smartest guy he knows. But we have a louse for a president. He needs to be gone sooner than later. I don't think he'll finish out his term. He'll either croak or he'll be shoved out when all the facts come out and they see that money trail going right into his bank accounts. Now, how does a guy who's making 200 grand a year as a senator uh, buy millions of dollars worth of property and Corvettes? And he lives like a king. He thinks he is the king. He's all powerful and can do anything. Oh boy, he is a mess, this guy. I'd like to get him in front of a judge, sworn under oath, and question him until his brain started pouring out of his ears. What's left of his brain, anyway. But we'll see what happens. It's in emergency in the White House. I mean, all his aides are running around like little chickens with their heads cut off. Oh, we got to do something to protect Joe. Even Nancy Pelosi went to bat for Joe because he's Joe. We love Joe. But she's a louse herself. It just drives me crazy when we have such a feeble old man. He's enfeebled. They said, well, Trump can't run for president. He's too old. Well, listen, while Joe Biden was sitting in the basement of his home in Delaware during the 2020 campaign, he very rarely went on the road. Trump was out there barnstorming the country, getting every vote he could, making speeches day in and day out. He was on fire. That guy has more energy than a 19-year-old. So I'm not too worried about Trump being 78 or 79 when he gets into office because he has just shown the world that he's a vigorous octogenarian. And he can out party anybody in the world. He can hang out at the biggest raves and they'll all be doing MDMA, ecstasy. But Trump will be there. He'll be dancing to the YMCA song by the Village People, and he'll have a good time. He likes having a good time. But Joe, he's shot physically and mentally. Now, why don't they give Biden this test? They test for cognitive ability. Well, his handlers are keeping him away from anybody who would want to do that. Oh, the White House physician gave him a clear bill of health and said, oh, Joe's got a mind sharper than a Harvard law professor. Well, I got to tell you one thing. He's shot. His mind's gone, and his physical ability is just about done. He's going to be slow walking to the grave. He'll be down. He's going down for the count. I don't give him a year. He won't even make it to the next election. And if he does, he's going to croak out anytime. The guy's just not a good bet. I mean, I wouldn't put any money on him. Number one, getting reelected, and number two, living for another year. So, that's my bet of the day. If anybody wants to take that bet, email me. Leave a message in the comments. I'll get back to you. I got $50 I'll put down on that. But well, it's just it's terrible what's happened to the country. He's destroyed the freaking country. We've got 10 million foreign invaders coming in from the south of the border. The cartels are helping them come in, and anybody who gets helped by one of the cartels, they make them pay. They keep track of them, and you got to pay us $500 a month for the next 30 years. And that's our income stream. We got 4 million people paying us all that money every month, and we're going to be rich, rich, rich. These cartels. We should go down to Mexico and bomb the shit out of them. Oh, I said shit. Sorry about that. But we should bomb the crap out of them, and get rid of them. And they're too powerful. They're importing all these drugs from China into the U.S. And they have quite a distribution network here in the U.S. L.A., San Francisco, Portland, Seattle. Then you move east, and it's the big cities: Salt Lake, Denver, Phoenix, Dallas, Houston, New Orleans, Chicago, St. Louis, Nashville, and Memphis. I mean, you go on and on. They've got every major city in the country tied up and flooding the cities with drugs. And a lot of these drugs are so dirty, I mean, one minuscule amount of fentanyl can kill you. The size of a grain of salt if it's the right concoction or the right, if it's pure. That stuff is so dangerous. Look what's happening in the Kensington area of Philadelphia. These people were walking zombies. They're using horse tranquilizer mixed with fentanyl, and their bodies are being destroyed. They're open sores and deep wounds from the drugs are doing this. And it's a terrible thing that, Biden has let this happen by not being proactive in preventing these people from doing this to our people. And they do anything to destroy America, and they just want to turn America into their little playground where they can extort and extract money from the American citizens who are too stupid to stay away from these drugs that can kill them. If you're a drug addict, you want to be taking drugs that are going to kill you. It's just a really sad state of affairs here in the country right now. If this wasn't 2023, I wouldn't believe this stuff is happening. It just never made sense. I would have never predicted how bad things are in the country 10 years ago. But because we have this political party in there named the Democrats, they've ruined so much in the last 3 years. And then, I saw a video of Nancy Pelosi going to bat for Joe Biden. Oh, he's such a great man. Oh, we're Bidenistas. We love Joe. He's a good guy. He's a good family man. He's married to Dr. Jill, and he has Hunter as his best friend and confidant and advisor. But these people are so stupid, putting their backing behind Joe. Because Joe's an idiot. We all know that. He's a blithering idiot. If he went in front of a debate, let's say with Trump would turn him into mincemeat. He wouldn't let Joe get a word in edgewise. He'd be on the deck, attack, and Biden would fold like a house of cards. The guy's so stupid now. But see, he's motivated by his ego and vanity. And that's what keeps him going. I can do no wrong. I'm so handsome. I'm Joe Biden. I was a senator for all those years, and then I was vice president with Obama. But he's turned into a wastrel, a degenerate, And it's really sad to see. I mean, the guy has no moral compass. He has no morals at all. He'll do whatever it takes to keep him in power, and the Democrats will do whatever it takes to keep him in power. Because if they lose Joe as the figurehead, who are they going to be stuck with? Kamala Lala. And she's another story. I won't even go into that. But she's not capable to be president. She's a weirdo and a strange-o and a freakamoid. Anyway, listen, we got to do our best to back these investigators in Congress, these Republicans who are getting ready to open impeachment hearings, and ensure that they get all the information they need to make a solid case against Biden. The only thing that needs to be tied up is showing money going directly to him, and they'll be able to do with the bank records. They have the FBI report, the 1023 or whatever it is, and they have all these SARS, these suspicious activity reports by the bank. And then they have all these emails under assumed monikers. And Joe, he's got like 3 anonymous emails, and he sent 5,000 emails in one account to his buddy Hunter, and some of these other connections he has. So this is it's all looking bad for Joe. He's looking guilty as hell, and he needs to go down. We need to take him down, cut him down to size, get him out of there is the number one priority, because we got this war over Ukraine, and he's doing everything he can to provoke Russia, like sticking a hot poker in a tiger's eye. And we're in no position to be fighting a war with Russia or China or anybody else. Our military is weak. We have 1.2 people in all our military services. During World War II, we had 12 million people, Americans under arms, in uniform, in both Japan and in Europe, fighting the World War II. And we're a shadow of what we used to be. The kids can't get into the service because they're too fat, they're out of shape, or they have a history of drug usage, or they're criminals with juvenile criminal records that go a mile long. They go from your shoulder to the tip of your fingers. And these kids are ruined. And, it's hard to find any qualified recruits. And the ones that are qualified don't want to have anything to do with the military. So anyway, I'll let you go. I know my editorials are kind of rough, but hang in there. I'm telling you the truth here. You got to realize that. And, I'm voting for Trumpy. Trumpy's the Trumpmeister. And we love Trumpy, and Trumpy loves us. We're deplorables, as Hillary would say. Now, if we're so deplorable, how come she's, up in her little multi-million-dollar home in New York, and, she's living with Bubba, but she still hates Trump. The amount of hate that these Democrats have towards Trump, it's sick. These people are mentally deranged. They have Trump derangement syndrome. And Trump was a good guy when he was a developer in New York. He was very generous to people. He was thought of highly because he was a great guy. And even when he had his show, The Apprentice, people loved him because he was entertaining and he was funny. And but he was a hardcore businessman, not a politician like these slimes that we have crawling around the swamp in Washington. It bugs me bad. But listen, let's hope things change. I hope they come down on Biden bad. I hope they come down on him so hard he's squashed like a bug. And they just sweep him up and get him out of there. He doesn't deserve to be the president. He's betrayed this country. He's as far as I'm concerned, he's committed treason, bribery, uh, all this stuff. That, quid pro quo, I want this, you get that, and back and forth. And the guy's a low-level snake, close to the ground as possible. And he squirms like one, too. Oh, it drives me nuts. All right, my friends, you have a great night, little babies. And the weekend's coming, and you can have a good time and party down, drink some beers. Don't drink that tranny beer, though. That Bud Light brand's been tainted forever. Ain't coming back. But that's all I know, Kokomos. I love you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.